Hey everyone, we were sent this really cool bumper car. A couple little things about it. It comes with the seat on, and you have to remove the seat in order to be able to access the battery compartment. When looking this over to get ready for the install, I noticed that there's this plate here, and then I just kind of had to figure out, looking at the instructions, the pictures on the instructions are pretty small. So I was just kind of looking at it ahead of time to make sure that I understood where everything went. Where we're gonna go on the next step here is we're gonna grab the wheels. So these are the wheels, and then the motors are installed on them. And just wanted to kind of figure out how they went on. So I go through and kind of put everything in position. First I had it this way. I was like, oh no, that's not it. Luckily it does have right and left. So just make sure that you're knowing the orientation of the car here. And then these little parts, they go through, there's little openings on the side that these motors rest in, and that's where the wires will feed in as well. Now you don't have to worry about plugging the wires in, the plugs on here. You'll plug those in after you turn it over and after you install the motor on this side. But it definitely, you know, if you're not used to doing something like this, it definitely is worthwhile to kind of give it a little look over first before you go through and do the final install. So that sets right in there. And then there's 8 screws that you install on that to be able to get that set up. So I'm gonna go through, install those 8 screws. And then there's 8 screws here that are already installed. And that's for the little wheels. So the little wheels, caster wheels, go on there on front and back to be able to get that done. And then we'll turn it back over. We'll connect the battery, we'll put the backrest on, we'll put the seat on, and that's about it. Not a lot of parts to be able to install on here, just quite a few little screws, but it's coming together really nicely. And it's always good to kind of look at it ahead of time before you start screwing things in and just look, okay, how am I going to install this properly for the easiest method possible? Reading the instructions definitely helps, but sometimes it doesn't give you all of the details that you need because it's such a small print. So now you can see the motors connect into this slot here, the wires feed into there, and then after I screw this down, I'll be able to turn it over and connect the connectors so that the motors will be connected to the battery. All right, final assembly is completed. All right, a couple things to point out here. When you install the main motor, it has the 8 screws there. And then on the caster wheels here, those screws already come installed on the body. You have to remove those screws, put the wheelbase on there, and then tighten those back down. It has these covers that go over the motors. Luckily, there's an R and an L, so right and left, and those correspond with up here on this part as well. So real easy to be able to identify, to be able to install those. It comes with extra screws as well, so in case any go missing, you do have extras. And then on this side, the connectors underneath this seat plate here are the connectors. Real easy to be able to connect everything together. There's 2 red connectors, those go together, and that's what turns on the power to the from the battery to the main control module. So that brings that all together here. 4 screws here on this seat back plate that also have the shoulder straps. All right, now the fun stuff. After you have that done, make sure you're charging the battery for at least 12 hours before fully using it, because that way you'll get the optimum lifespan out of your battery. Hit this power button. I think it's kind of fun that it actually has an engine sound that goes on, and then these lights turn on here. So you have the remote control. It comes with a remote control to be able to use it. And if you cycle through this, you'll be able to go through the remote or the joystick. The joysticks are right here on the vehicle itself. So very self-explanatory. Because this is a bumper car, you can actually go through and you can do standing 360s, forwards, backwards, or just one side. So lots of fun options here to really be able to drive this. It comes with music. You can turn on the headlights as well. Different types of sounds that it has. And there's a fast mode and a slow mode. So really nice that you can have a lot of different features here. Charging port is right here to be able to charge it up. This also shows you the charge of the battery. So as you see that start to diminish, you'll know that it's ready to charge. Very exciting to be able to have this for the kids to be able to use. Something just unique when you have these electric vehicles.
At night, it has a really neat function. This is a light bulb, and you can change the light pattern, different colors or all the colors on it. So that's really fun. And here it is in action. Show us how to use it.
Here's some music and all these kind of buttons.
So you can decide if you want it to be on the remote or on joystick, which lets the kid do it fast or slow, power the different music, and go ahead, show us how to drive it. So if you push them both forward, you go forward. And if you want to spin, and if you get 2 of them, you can do a whole game of bumper cars.
And I think it's so fun to do.
Did it say charge it?
Yeah.
And it tells you when you need to charge it. Okay, so, oh yeah, the battery's getting low, so it tells you when the battery's getting low. So we're gonna get this one charged up and we'll go play again.
It has a McDonald's had a farm.
I don't know that song. What else?
If you're happy, if you know it.
Man. Is this fun?